Hello everybody, welcome to another video of mine. Finally commented again, I guess. You've just seen a picture of me getting back to rank A finally. Yeah, you might also glean that from the title of my video. Let's get right into the first race. No worries right away. I won't show complete races. I'll just show you some parts of each race. So here I am in Daily Race C on Interlagos in a Porsche GT3 race, and the livery is a Haas livery from the same what's the word, from Formula 1, let's just say it like that. Trying to get on the inside around, but not working out so far. Now the Belgian guy or person has gotten themselves a 0.5 penalty, which will be served in just a moment. So that will be another gain of positions right here. That was Mr. Bond, by the way, but spelled with a DT. Yeah, I got almost off the track here, but still could save it. And what is it, like Slovenia? The Czech? No, it's not Czech. I think it's the Slovenian flag. Correct me if I'm wrong. I won't look it up right now because, yeah. And I lose another position to Mr. Bond here. But yeah, I was going to say I guess Slovenian guy is in a Nissan, in the livery from the Gran Turismo movie, which I think I'm going to watch in the cinema. Now on lap 4, trying to get back the position from Mr. Bond. So far it's not working out, but maybe in the next turn. Okay, now they made a mistake, and that's another position. Another guy making a mistake, and another gain of positions. I mean, of course, I would kind of prefer doing overtakes by myself, you know, without the other people making mistakes. But on the other hand, you have to say, if they make mistakes and you can pass them and gain positions, then it's also an achievement of yours because you haven't done a mistake yourself. Mr. Bond is still ahead. Now he went a little wide, so that gives me the possibility to close up. Now they were kind of in our way, but yeah, somehow the overtake worked now pretty easily. Maybe they let us pass, I don't know. But they were pretty slow on that short straight. Oh, almost losing control here. but I've grown quite familiar with the Porsche, so I'm pretty. I guess I have a pretty good feeling or feel of the car, so it's easier for me to save it and not get off the track. And by the way, this race is from yesterday, from the 12th of August. Now we go to another race on the same track, on the same daily race, on the same day. But I changed the livery. The DHL livery. For the livery. Already losing a position. So that race didn't, at least first, go quite as well as I would have wished. And that crash I don't understand. Where were they coming from and why so fast? I mean, I wasn't so slow. Well, anyway, got off the track at that turn, losing positions and gaining a penalty for a mistake. So yeah, it's the same old story about the penalties. Some of them don't really make sense. I mean, I'm pretty happy they almost removed the wall penalties from almost all dailies, or have been at least for the past daily races. Some collisions here. Maybe I can gain a position before I lose it right away again due to the penalty. And now I'm last. Yay! Thank you, penalty system. Okay, gaining one position because one person is off track in the Nissan. Now trying to get around here. And of course trying to break the slipstream. Oh, they collided. But nothing I can gain from that so far. Oh, there I got bumped. Yeah, the first two laps we can say didn't go all too well so far. But yeah, the race is a lot longer. But yeah, I'm not showing the whole race, I'm just showing parts. Only the relevant aspects for that video. Of course, I was trying to get back to rank A, or get closer to getting back to rank A with each race. But at the same time, I kind of tried to take it easy, you know, not being too focused on that goal, but mostly on having fun and keeping in mind that at some point I will end up making it back to rank A. But sometimes, of course, it's a little frustrating when you're really giving your best and then you get, you know, crashed and run off track or get a stupid penalty. But yeah, that's just part of the game. And gaining two positions at the same time. Guess there was a crash in between of the two of them. this sequence of turns is really fun in my opinion. Oh, a person turning right in the left-hander. Somehow the YouTuber Super GT is able to deliver those lines a little more funny, I guess. In general, he's better in commenting his own races than I am. I just don't know what it is, and if he has a script or if he has done it so much or so often that it just developed over time. But sometimes I just don't really know what to say or how to not sound monotonous or like artificial. Yeah, but I guess if I do it more, I can also become better in that regard. But back to the current race, currently in 7th position, trying to finally overtake the Spaniard. But lap after lap I get close and a little far again and then close again. I just can't seem to make it so far. Okay, one person in the box, which is an easy overtake. By the way, in this video, if you see me having gained a position but not having seen it, then it's because the person entered the box. Because, you know, it's not really too thrilling to see that, not very spectacular, so I mostly cut it out. Yeah, in this sequence of turns, it's really important to really hug the inside of the turn, get the apex right, of course, and be on the throttle as soon as possible again. Somehow I've really gotten the hang of it in that turn of in that sequence of turns. Okay, now I've finally got the overtake done. Now let's see if I can keep the position. I wasn't able to accelerate out of the turn as well as I would have wished. And once again hugging the inside, going over the curb, really using the curb as much as possible. But yeah, so far, I think this race developed quite well since the kind of really bad 2 laps, first two laps. Now in 4th position. You can also see the tires have really degraded by this time. They're really red. So you have to change the way you approach the turns. I mean, braking earlier, accelerating later. And can we even get up to 3rd position maybe? He had a poor exit and gets a 0.5 penalty. So yeah, I guess from a really bad start up to 3rd, that's kind of nice. So finally going or turning over to a another track, which I guess you know, Spa-Franchorchamps, and in a GT4 race in a Toyota Supra, which I normally don't like too much to drive, but in the GT4 version, at least now, it's fun. And also you have to know this race is with random weather, and in these races there sometimes has been weather, sometimes it was completely dry, and when there was weather, with which I mean rain, it almost never rained on the whole circuit, or at least it was only really wet on parts of the track, and in some of the races also getting wetter on those parts. So I'm just saying that, so keep that in mind. I'm saying it for a reason. And going back to this current race, now finally made up 2 positions. Now 10th. Not having the guts to try or want to try to overtake here on the French. Now after 1 lap the tires are definitely warmed up. Once again trying to get on the throttle as early as possible and as strongly as possible. Or do you say hard in that circumstance? Anyway, for the track wetness, if you don't play this game, or if you don't play it often, or whatever, look at the graphics left to the graphics depicting the car and the tires. On that you can see the indication for wetness, and if you see a bar of some kind, then you know that it's at least a little wet. Yeah, here the French Cali girl lover pushed us off to the right of the track, and after having seen scenes of this race a couple of times, I've come to the conclusion that also this crash here was deliberate, because apparently I wasn't the only person being shoved off the track by them. Yeah, look at on the right side, all these cars behind me, threatening to crash into me. Here defending once again against the French we've talked about before, and once again 2 times they shoved me off. Really unfair and dirty. But there isn't much you can do. It's unfortunately part of the online experience sometimes. And here, yeah, one more attack or mistake that shoves me off and makes me lose position. So now I'm back into 12th. But luckily 2 of them have a penalty, so I guess I can at least regain 2 positions almost right away. Trying to navigate between the fast and slow cars. Another penalty ahead of us on another French. getting close to the finish line now, and the French is serving their penalty. Had to go around the outside, which reduces my advantage over them. And yeah, what will come up? I wasn't really planning on trying an overtake, but they were kind of turning in so late that I tried it, and yeah, then this happened. So instead of gaining 1 position, I lost 2. Well, anyway. At least I gained 1 position in the race overall. Yeah, I wrote some more, but I preferred to cut it out. But nothing too bad. Nothing violating the terms of behavior. Oh, 1 person already entering the boxes, which you shouldn't do before the first step, because you won't be able to change your tires. They will just make you drive through the whole pits, and yeah, then you end up on the same tires, of course, because you haven't really pitted. I also had to find out that the hard way. And as you can see on my wipers, there's rain in this race. And next to the indication of my tires on the left bottom, you can see a bar of already some kind of significant size, so it's already pretty wet, at least on that area of the track. So since I'm on the hard tires, on the dry hard tires, I really have to be careful, which includes, you know, entering the turns a little more slowly. Also exiting the turns more slowly, or rather reapplying the throttle a little more carefully, and also later. Of course, all that depending on the degree of wetness. I think in that regard the game is also kind of realistic. And as I found out in this race, you will see that. Sometimes, if it's really wet, also having to apply the brakes a little more gently. The British guy going all different sides and ways. Yeah, really unstable on the back, this Ferrari. And now it becomes dry very sudden, so you can almost immediately go you know, full on throttle. If that's proper English, I'm sorry. Which I think isn't too realistic, but okay. But I'm still hesitant to go full on right away. Yeah, everyone going all different sorts of places. So far I've managed it quite well, but then here this happens, which is really annoying because I've been so careful, man. And then yeah, when you try to what's the word? When you try to re-accelerate from almost or actually standing, then you really have to be careful with the throttle, which I've not managed to do so well. First, also, I didn't think about it really. It didn't really enter my mind. But yeah, through these experiences and having had to deal with this random weather and different weather on parts of different parts of the track, I've gained some experience now and can deal with it. But so far, you didn't really get it much in daily races, which I'm happy they seem to. What's the word? Bring to the game a little more often now. Also, I really liked how this British person and I worked together to go through turns and parts of the track. So really driving fair, which, you know, everybody should. You have to leave some space to the other person. Quite in contrast to what the French person did in that other race. Yeah, this penalty was pretty expectable after running off the track so wide. Yeah, also what I've learned from these kinds of random weather on parts of the track races was that it was getting drier, wetter and wetter on the wet parts of the track. So now I know, and you will see that I've learned that. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Now I've learned that you should, in these races, you should change to intermediates or wet tires. Sorry, by the way, to the to the British person, to Mobo. Wasn't apologizing in or after this race because they right away posted a sarcastic "well done." But yeah, I mean, I saw them brake early and carefully, but I thought I could just, you know, brake earlier, yes, but, you know, press the brake as hard as I normally would, just a little earlier and prolonging the braking. But yeah, as you've seen, that was the wrong approach, and Mobile did it the right way. And I guess I felt smarter, but wasn't. Also, which was kind of weird in that moment, after crashing and spinning, I felt like I was seeing a sequence of the past from that crash, because there was another McLaren in orange sliding towards me. Kind of felt like a bug, but I guess it was another orange McLaren. Okay, now I had changed rather my livery to a Castrol livery, and now you will see that I've learned and improved in terms of the weather and, you know, how to approach this weather. Starting as third. Also, I've learned and improved in using the weather radar and interpreting it, which again is something I've not had to do a lot in the daily races, because there seldom were, or you know, one time there was a daily race with random weather, but every time I raced it was completely dry through the whole race. And by the way, feel welcome to go into the comments and tell me what you like and dislike about my commenting, what you think is not so good maybe, all in a constructive way of course, and nice, in nice words, not like you suck. Also, if you haven't done it and like it, like what I'm doing here, consider giving me a like please. Maybe also subscribing if you're not subscribed so far. Now I'm in first position, still on the dry hard tires. I was already careful and open to the possibility that the wet parts will get even wetter and not really drivable anymore by with hard tires. Soft. Why am I saying soft all the time? I mean wet. Or dry. Yeah, I forgot what I wanted to say. Okay, here getting denied to turn in, so I opened up the steering and cut the course, which I'm happy I wasn't given a penalty because yeah, it seemed to be the only way and not really me trying to gain an advantage or gaining an advantage by accident. But still, yeah, lost 2 positions or 1. Whoa. Yeah, so as you can probably see and will be able to see, it's really gotten to the point where it's so wet on this part of the track that you really almost can't drive there anymore with dry tires. So I'm definitely going into the pits at the next occasion, but still trying to get the most out of it, and almost making it through this section without any mistake or spin or whatever. But yeah, it didn't work out. I crashed into the other person and yeah, they give me a penalty. 4 seconds. Thank you. But yeah, I profit from other racers making even more mistakes, I guess. So I already regained some positions. Whoa, it was also really dangerous, because as you've seen, it's so slippery that this really can lead to a spin when you have even the smallest of contacts with another car. But now really going to the pits and putting on intermediates. Intermediates because some parts of the track are rather dry. So I think that's the best choice. Some guys, as you can see on the left, choosing the all wet tires, not the intermediates. Almost getting to the point where I'm serving the penalty, gaining more positions, which is enjoyable as always. It's really fun. I hope they will include more random weather in the daily races from now on, and also I really hope they will bring a 4th daily race, because 3 is really not enough in my opinion. And also daily races A is mostly not interesting to me. The kinds of races they bring there. Okay, finally served the penalty. I don't know if you saw that on the other screen on the top right. The person sliding through the image. Okay. Gaining another position. So it's kind of damage reduction at this point. Maybe I'm getting even the fourth. Okay, yeah, they make a mistake. So now in fourth. And if I gain one more position, I'm back on the same positions, in the same position that I started in. Maybe getting the fastest lap. So, alright, I've only lost one position in comparison to the start, so that's okay. I mean, of course I would have wished to stay in third or gain positions. Still in B, which I'm sure I've shown there very shortly. Now back to Interlagos and GT3 races. Once again in the DHL, or one of my DHL liveries, which I've downloaded, not created myself. Only the MIP racing liveries are done by myself. I have some on the Porsche and one or so on the Ferrari GT for the GT4 races. Porsche, of course, for the GT3 races. Because the Cayman, which is the Porsche you can choose for GT4 races, seems to be weaker, even maybe a lot weaker than the other GT4 cars. As you've seen, I've started in the first position in this race and actually managed, which I was really happy about, managing to get away. At this point it's 3 seconds ahead of the second. Almost 4 seconds now. So it was good. Like I could reduce the pressure for myself a little, but also I kept in mind not to get what's the word, complacent and take it too easily. Half of the race almost over now. People leaving the race. And yeah, me kind of having almost having the feeling of flying through the track, through the turns. Look at my tires. The right rear tires almost destroyed. And just a few meters away from a finish. There we go. So I had a good feeling about this, but wasn't sure if I was getting promoted to A now. At least I've gotten the victory with pole position and flawless race. And let's have a look. There we go! Back into rank A. Finally. Finally. Yeah, so this has been the video of my journey getting back to A, rank A, and to how difficult it can be. You know, for all kinds of reasons that I also have been in this video. Alright, take care guys, and see you in the next one. Bye!